mubyeyi urifuza guteganyiriza umwana wawe ejo heza, gana mu mashuri ya apejerwa ariyo Lycée de Ruhango Ikirezi hamwe na Emeru Intwari. Muri Lycée de Ruhango Ikirezi tubafitiye amashami akurikira: Culinary Art cyangwa se ibijyanye n'ubutetsi, hari level 1, level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Food and Beverage Services tubafitiye level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Tubafitiye kandi accounting cyangwa se ibaruramari level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Tubafitiye n'ubukanishi bw'amamodoka mu byiciro bikurikira: Auto Engine Technology level 3, Auto Transmission and Control System Technology level 4, Automobile Transmission and Control System Technology level 5. Tubafitiye n'ubwubatsi Masonry level ya 3, level ya 4 ndetse na level ya 5. Tubafitiye Tourism ubukerarugendo level ya 3, iya 4 ndetse n'iya 5. Turabibutsa ko tubafitiye n'icyiciro rusange Tonkome. Naho muri Emeru Intwari tubafitiye amashami y'umwaka umwe akurikira: Automotive Technology ubukanishi bw'amamodoka level ya mbere, Hairdressing ubwiza no gutunganya umusatsi level ya mbere, Tailoring ubudozi level ya mbere, Masonry ubwubatsi level ya mbere. Muri aya mashuri yombi tubafitiye abarimu b'inzobere harimo n'abaturuka hanze y'igihugu. Tubafitiye kandi n'amacumbi y'abakobwa ndetse n'ay'abahungu. Abanyeshuri bacu bakora ingendo shuri mu gihugu ndetse no hanze yacu. Tubaha umwanya wo kwimenyereza umwuga mu bigo bijyanye n'ibyo biga. Dukorera kandi graduation abanyeshuri basoje amasomo yabo. Aya mashuri aherereye mu mujyi wa Ruhango hafi ya gare. Ku bindi bisobanuro mwaduhamagara kuri 0788 cyangwa se 0722 mwanaduhamagara kandi kuri 0788 cyangwa se 0788 mwanadusura kuri website y'ishuri www.apejerwa.ac.rw. umurimo ukozwe neza utuma batugirira icyizere.
Thank you very much. My name is Rwagasana Germain, a trainer from Lycée de RUHANGO-IKIREZI, trade, construction, sub-trade, masonry. Our intended courses of today is about elevations, as you can see there on the board. Now, let's start by seeing what is the objective, because any courses or any starting courses of course should have what we call objectives of these modules. At the end of this course, a learner should be able to distinguish the what is it, the bonding, and we have many bondings. So at the end of these modules, of course, a learner should be able just to distinguish those several modules, several bonding. Now let's start by knowing some materials to be used in order to make such bond. Our intended courses of today is about stretcher bond. So before entering in stretcher bond, of course we have to know the material to be used in order to make such stretcher bond. Now, tools and equipment used in order to make stretcher bond. Really, let's start by knowing this kind of materials. It is main kind of materials, but let's try to underline some about. It is what we call building line, you know? Building line, it is just the line we are using in order to straight our bricks at the side. Now, tape measure. Of course, as the name, it is tape measure. Of course, is taking some measurement on the site. It's and thrower. Thrower also is used at the site just to take a mortar, just to combine together different courses of this kind of bond. What else is spirit level? This spirit level is a tools used, of course, to check horizontality and verticality on the site. But this what I can add on this spirit level, it is to be used for the small building. Where for the large one we are using also advanced tools such as it is many tools we may use, of course, to make this kind of bond. Now let's go on straight edges. Straight edges. Straight edges also is the material used, of course, to check the horizontality of a building of such kind of bonding. Now, it is main tools we may underline by using just for making this kind of bonding. Now, let's start by underlining equipments. The equipments we use in the bonding. Of course, we need wheelbarrow, of course we need dump level, theodolites, total station, etc. This one, our wheelbarrow is used, of course, just to move the materials to be used at the site. Whether this one, dump level, theodolites, total station also are used to check many things at the site. The horizontality, the straightness of something like that. Now, let us go on terminologies used in bonding. Some terminologies. Let's see some terminologies used in bricks laying. Now, it is what we call a bat. What is it, bat, in a bricks laying? Bat means a half of bricks. Once you are taking your bricks and you cut it into two parts, it means it is what we call a bat. Now, the second one is what we call 3/4 of bricks. As is the name, of course, is taking the bricks and cuts 1/3 or for the full bricks. And what else is about what we call a stretcher, as our intended courses is. What is it, a stretcher? A stretcher, of course, is said to be straight stretcher, since the bricks is showing the longer parts of the bricks. To mean, since the bricks is showing the longer face of the bricks, is said to be, this is what we call a stretcher. Whether for the header is said to be header bonds. Of course, since the bricks is showing the shorter face of what? The shorter face of the bricks. How it is, of course, is like this. To mean the bricks is now going back where the shorter face of the bricks is this one. Is what I mean. So this one is said to be stretcher, whether this one is said to be header. You see the difference between. And the practice, in the practice we are saying, since you are taking 1/2 of stretcher is equal to a full header. What I mean is this one. Since we are taking one header, I mean 2 header plus 1. Since you are taking 2 header plus 1 is equal to 1 stretcher. This one is 2. 2 header. This one is 1 centimeter of joints. Whether this one, it is a one full stretcher. One full stretcher. This is the meaning of this one. The other terminologies is what we call areas. What is it really, the areas? Means this is the edge of the bricks. This is the edge of bricks. What else is about what we call bed. What is it, bed? Bed, it is the bottom of bricks which is ready to receive which is receiving the mortar. So what is it, mortar? Of course, it is the mortar is the cement we are using in construction. To make an homogeneous mass. Types of bond. Really, what is it, bond? Because in the construction we have bond. Of course, in the chemistry is bond. So what is it really, bond? Bond is a construction in which a building unit, the building unit are arranged systematically of course to prevent a prolonging vertical joint. Vertical joint. Now this is what we call bond. It is many types of bond. There is what we call stretcher bond types. It is what we call stretcher bond. It is what we call heather bond. It is what we call English bond. English bond, etc. Last day we have discussed a little bit about stretcher bond. Now is about discussing a little bit on what we call English bond. So the difference between of two bonds is only this one. In a stretcher bond, of course, our whole bricks are constructed by showing the face of stretcher of the bricks. Now about English bond, it is an alternative of stretcher and heather in different courses, where the first line is heather, the second one is stretcher, to continue like that. But without going so far, we have discussed the main about in stretcher bond. So let's see what the difference between stretcher bond and heather bond. Now, so now, this is our whole course. Course is stretcher bond. I mean is header bond. Where this one also second course is stretcher bond. As I have said, English bond, it is an alternative of heather and stretcher in different courses. The first course is heather, whether the second one is stretcher. So, and the first course is the same is the same to third course. Where the second course is the same to the fourth course. So what is it really course? Course, it is the line of bricks which are on the same level, to mean that this one is the course, and this one is the course, and this one is the course. Is said to be the course since it is a line of bricks which are on the same level. Simple as that. So for the first course is the same like third one. As you can see here, you see where the vertical joint is for the first course is where it is on the third course. The third course. Whether for this one, the second course, the same for the fourth. Vertical joint is equal to this for the second one, the same as to this one, the same as to this one, is like that. This one is what we call toothing. Whether for this one is what we call lacking back. This is what we call English bond. You see it is some difference between. So also let us go in practice to see whether the difference between stretcher bond we have seen yesterday with this English bond we are going to see in practice. My thanks goes around to those who have followed this session. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now we are going in practice. As I have said, of course you have to select materials before constructing a given work. Now, here we have, as you have seen yesterday in stretcher bond in the previous session, this is a special spirit level. This is also spirit level. The difference between those two spirit level, this one is special somehow because it is big rather than this one, but the use are the same. Now, for this one is tape measure, of course, by measuring your the size of your buildings, the what and what. Now, this is what we call a thrower. Of course, it is used to take a mortar. Mortar, I have said before, mortar is that one we are going to use as, of course, to combine together those two courses which are composed your structure. Now, let us try to construct the English bond. What is the difference between English bond and stretcher bond? As I have said before, the stretcher bond is said to be stretcher bond in a case a whole bricks of structure are showing the longer face of a brick. Whether for this one, which is English bond, it is an alternative of stretch and header in the different courses. Where the first course is header, the second course is stretcher. Let us do them in practice to see the difference between of those two bonds. Of course, I have said the first course is whether as I'm doing this, because the bricks are not the same in size, that's why you try to see carefully the bricks you are going to use if are sized in the same way. So let us check. You have to be careful for the first course, because it is the starting of a whole building. That's why in case your first course is well constructed, of course your building also will be well set. So let me check whether my bricks are well leveled. You see how the bricks are well leveled. So to mean I have to continue for the second course. I have checked this, the leveling of bricks, and how the bricks are well straight. Then of course let me check also the verticality. You see how it is. You see my bricks is very vertical. It is very vertically. So let's go to the next step of the second course. I told you the first course should be header. Whether for the second one should be structure, because I've said that the difference between it is the alternative of header and stretch. So to mean the second line should be of course stretcher. So in order to close this vertical joint, what should I do? Of course I have to check whether if I can see the bricks which may just automatically to close this vertical joints, and the same really without causing a prolonging vertical joint on my building. So what to do? I have to see the 3/4. This is what you call the 3/4. The 3/4 is this one. To mean that since I'm going to put it here, of course I'm going to close this vertical joint. So because I need two, this one and the second one here, so of course I have to make those two 3/4. So I'm going to take the measurement of these sides. I may prefer to use this spirit level or this special spirit level. Of course by checking what I have said, the verticality and what? You see how my wall is now vertically well set. You see? Let's check here. I have said that before. Also at the end you have to imagine that it is supposed is at the door. Of course should also be measured for these sides. To see whether my bricks are well leveled. You see it is not well leveled. What to do? Of course I have to take this one which is somehow below compared to this one I used to raise it up. So let us check whether are well leveled. You see how my bricks are well leveled today. So now I may go to the another side. So let's take the measurement to see if my building will be finished by at the same height. I'm going to take those measurements at this side, what you call a building unit. I'm going to shift them to the side. Since suppose this is the end of building, of course you need to put the roof or at the top of your building. Of course you need the leveled surface. That's why we are measuring to both sides, for this side to next sides. So let's go to this side to see. By checking whether I can see where I can see the 3/4. See how my bricks are well leveled at this level. So let me now try to put another bricks just to complete. Of course, by cleaning up your structure to see the cleanliness. Also, the cleanliness is the part of structure. So now you see now how my bricks are well leveled. So the part which is ready to receive the plastering for my structure is this one, because you see it is not really leveled. But since you shift, you come at this side, you see it is well leveled. So I told you for the first course is stretcher bond. For the second, is the header bond. For the second one is the stretcher bond. So even though I have put this bricks, it is called technically closer bricks, just of course to prevent other defects should be appear on the structure. So thank you for your kind attention. This structure is for English bond. Now, by ending, my thanks goes around to those who are watching this session. Thank you very much. A trainer from RUHANGO-IKIREZI. My name is Rwagasana, as I have said before. Contact 078582662. Thank you for your kind attention.
mubyeyi urifuza guteganyiriza umwana wawe ejo heza, gana mu mashuri ya apejerwa ariyo Lycée de Ruhango Ikirezi hamwe na Emeru Intwari. Muri Lycée de Ruhango Ikirezi tubafitiye amashami akurikira: Culinary Art cyangwa se ibijyanye n'ubutetsi, hari level 1, level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Food and Beverage Services tubafitiye level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Tubafitiye kandi accounting cyangwa se ibaruramari level 3, level 4 ndetse na level 5. Tubafitiye n'ubukanishi bw'amamodoka mu byiciro bikurikira: Auto Engine Technology level 3, Auto Transmission and Control System Technology level 4, Automobile Transmission and Control System Technology level 5. Tubafitiye n'ubwubatsi Masonry level ya 3, level ya 4 ndetse na level ya 5. Tubafitiye Tourism ubukerarugendo level ya 3, iya 4 ndetse n'iya 5. Turabibutsa ko tubafitiye n'icyiciro rusange Tonkome. Naho muri Emeru Intwari tubafitiye amashami y'umwaka umwe akurikira: Automotive Technology ubukanishi bw'amamodoka level ya mbere, Hairdressing ubwiza no gutunganya umusatsi level ya mbere, Tailoring ubudozi level ya mbere, Masonry ubwubatsi level ya mbere. Muri aya mashuri yombi tubafitiye abarimu b'inzobere harimo n'abaturuka hanze y'igihugu. Tubafitiye kandi n'amacumbi y'abakobwa ndetse n'ay'abahungu. Abanyeshuri bacu bakora ingendo shuri mu gihugu ndetse no hanze yacu. Tubaha umwanya wo kwimenyereza umwuga mu bigo bijyanye n'ibyo biga. Dukorera kandi graduation abanyeshuri basoje amasomo yabo. Aya mashuri aherereye mu mujyi wa Ruhango hafi ya gare. Ku bindi bisobanuro mwaduhamagara kuri 0788366219 cyangwa se 0722356668. Mwanaduhamagara kandi kuri 0788366213 cyangwa se 0788202285. Mwanadusura kuri website y'ishuri www.apejerwa.ac.rw. Umurimo ukozwe neza utuma batugirira icyizere.